Hello, this is Carlos from the Church of Christ channel, and this is Quick Bible Lessons in Depth. And so I wanted to do part 2 to let the dead bury their own dead, because there's something I forgot to mention in this video on the first video. So I'm going to let you guys read the scripture, and then I'm going to come right back. Okay, so here's what I forgot to mention. One is the second burial. So the Jews had a second burial ritual, and here it is. If you go down, it says that let the dead bury their own dead, which probably refers to the second burial, the custom of boxing up the bones of dead people after the decomposition of their flesh. Okay, so it notes also in here that in the passage, if the father had died, the son would already be burying him, and so as a result, it more than likely would have also meant, and this is just another interpretation, that the father could have already been dead and now he wanted to do the second burial. Okay. So let's go to this other commentary. This is the IVP Bible background. Thus, some argue that in view here, instead is a second burial a year after the first burial, and they would, obviously rebury the bones in an ossuary. Okay, so it took about a year to do that. Also in the Hebrew scroll, it says the same thing. It was customary to bury one's dead and then wait 1 year to dig up the bones and put them in an ossuary, which is a little box. So he was not saying that he shouldn't bury his dead father, because, that's what a Torah law would signify, okay? Here's also a Hebraic New Testament. After 1 year, the family returned to the tomb to unwind the linens around the bones. They washed the bones in water, rubbed them with oil, afterwards placing them in a stone box called an ossuary. Okay, so that's another interpretation. I also want to talk about briefly the prayer of the dead, and then I'll end the video. So there's a Jewish prayer for the dead called Kaddish, and you'll see it here. Okay, after the father's death, the son is to stay close to where his father was buried and say the special Kaddish for him. Then he is to go wherever he wants, free to go wherever he wants. So the issue was not that his father had died and he was only staying to bury the body. He was wanting to say, wait till my father dies, and then says Kaddish, and I will follow you. Now, for anybody that's not familiar with that term, it's often a prayer for the dead. It didn't have any benefit for the dead person. It was just to recognize the sovereignty of God in the matter, okay? So these are two other interpretations that I left out in the first video.